Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a beer, it's time for some Path of Exile discussion. Today I wanted to talk about a crafting base that you probably forgot existed. The reason I think you probably forgot this existed is that I forgot it existed until very, very recently. When the Atlas of Worlds was added and the Shaper back in patch 2.4, a number of so-called Atlas bases were added. Initially were restricted to only certain areas of the Atlas. So you had the Crystal Belt, which has been popular for a long time. You had Two-Tone Boots, which are being used by many characters. You had the Bone Helmet. And you had a few that were less popular as well. However, one that was regarded as terrible for a long period of time was the Vanguard Belt. So long, in fact, that I forgot it existed as a base. However, I want to call your attention to the Vanguard Belt again because I think it is a lot better in the current phase of the game than it's ever been before. So there's two things that have changed with the Vanguard Belt. Firstly, on a small scale, 3.9 added Tempering Catalysts. Tempering Catalysts allow it to add even more armor and evasion rating. So instead of capping out at 320, it now caps out at 384. This is all upside, but it's not the main thing. The main thing that's changed is that in patch 3.16, armor and evasion rating were made far stronger than they previously were. And so armor's effect in mitigating physical damage was doubled in that patch. Evasion rating was made considerably better as well. But in top of that, there are a couple of other indirect ways of protecting yourself that were introduced that rely upon armor and evasion rating as well. So there is the keystone that I am using called Ghost Dance. And this says that every 2 seconds you gain a Ghost Shroud up to a maximum of 3. When you are hit, you lose a Ghost Shroud to recover an amount of energy shield equal to 3% of your evasion rating. Now for my character, every time I take a hit, I immediately replenish my energy shield to full from this, as long as I have a Ghost Shroud to spend. There's also Divine Shield on the other side of the tree, and it would help if I find the right spot for that because it is not there. There it is, which causes you to regenerate energy shield per second based upon the amount of physical damage that you have prevented from hits recently. This is actually really strong if you can get your armor up to a very high number, and it's extraordinarily strong on a small subset of builds that can run 40,000 plus armor in conjunction with a modest amount of energy shield. So both of these are hybrid defenses that are really strong individually. But the biggest thing of all was the buffs that took place to the Determination Aura, to the Grace Aura, and the introduction of the Defiance Banner Aura. So Defiance Banner provides a tremendous amount of armor and evasion rating for characters. Determination both provides a lot of armor and multiplies all your armor, and Grace provides a lot of evasion and multiplies all of your evasion. All these things together combine to you going from having, let me just turn Defiance Banner on because that's the biggest defense on my character. This is the reason that instead of getting what you can see when you read this item, which is about 600 armor, I'm not getting 600 armor, I'm getting more than 2,000 armor from it. And it's also the reason that I'm not getting only the 378 evasion rating and 10% evasion rating that you see on the item, but I'm actually getting several thousand evasion rating as well. So these combine into making the Vanguard Belt something that is really powerful defensively. The only reason that my character is able to face tank bosses like Kaj Kura in the Vaal Temple map is because of the amount of armor and evasion that I've been able to fit on the character. And quite simply, I'm getting more out of a Vanguard Belt than I would if I was using a Stygian Vice or a Leather Belt or a Crystal Belt. That's not going to be true for every character, but I do urge you to just give these bases a try. See if they work for you, they fit your character, then use them, and if they don't, then at least you've explored another option. That's all I've got. May your Vaal Orbs have interesting results, and don't use one on a Vanguard Belt because you will ruin the thing that makes them special.